Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus' love has brought me here today. I can stand here in hope and courage because of the love I know you have for me. I'm here because I love you and want to be more like you. I try hard to follow your voice in my heart and share your love with others. Sometimes I don't though. Sometimes I forget that everyone I meet is your beloved child too. But even then, you don't stop loving me. You reach out like a shepherd, like a father waiting for his prodigal son. When I look at your image here on the cross, I see that love. I see love poured out for your friends. Teach me to love as you love, as I walk with you on that way of great love, the way of the cross. Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus is condemned to death. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Jesus was wrongly accused of many crimes by people who were scared of him and didn't understand him. This was why he was sentenced to die. There are many people in the world who are still treated badly because they are different or other people don't understand them.
Pray for people who are wrongly accused of crimes. Pray for people who are mistreated because they are different. This could be because of the color of their skin, because of special needs, or even because their family can't afford to buy them all the latest trendy things. What can you do to help them or make their lives better?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus accepts the cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Jesus carried his cross mostly by himself. It was big and heavy and would have been difficult, especially because he was already in pain from being beaten and mistreated. Jesus never complained about carrying his cross. We may not have to carry a big wooden cross, but we all have to carry burdens in our lives. Jesus carried his cross, and he wants us to offer up our burdens to him.
Pray for someone you know who is carrying a big burden in their lives right now. Also, pray for someone you don't know that God will help make their burden light. Don't worry, God knows what they need, even if you don't know them. Pray that God gives you the patience to not complain about your burdens, but to offer them up to him. What can you do to help lighten somebody's burden? What plan can you make to complain less about your own?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus falls the first time. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Because of the heaviness of the cross and Jesus already being hurt, he fell. Jesus shows us that we all fall down in life. It's not a sign of weakness to fall or fail. We are brave by getting back up and trying again. When Jesus fell, the crowds would have mocked him. How often do we see others struggling in life and silently watch while people mock them for their shortcomings?
Pray for strength to not give up when things are difficult and to try again when you fail at something. Pray for a kind heart to help others when they are struggling and to not be someone that mocks others. What can you do the next time you have a struggle? How can you help someone else who is struggling or has failed at what they are trying to do?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus meets his mother. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
It must have been horrible for Mary to see her son in so much pain and suffering. For Jesus, however, it was probably a comfort to see his mother had come for him. Sometimes it can be easy to be annoyed or angry with family members, but you must remember that your family should be one of the most important things in your life. Love and care for them. Let them love and care for you.
Pray for someone who is having trouble with their family or has had someone in their family be very sick or die. Ask God to comfort them. Pray that God helps you to love your family members. If you normally fight with someone in your family, especially pray for that person. What can you do to help someone who is having trouble with their family or who has had a family member who is sick? What are some ways that you can help your own family be closer, holier, and happier?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus to carry his cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Simon of Cyrene wasn't a friend or a follower of Jesus. He wasn't in the crowd to see Jesus. However, when soldiers ordered him to help Jesus carrying his cross, he did so. It's easy to offer help to people we know and like. It can be more difficult to offer help to people we don't know. It is important to help others throughout the world that we don't know through our prayers and actions.
Pray for people around the world who are struggling and are sick, poor, or have others treating them badly. Pray for those you don't know who need prayers and comfort. Pray that God shows you ways to be a help to people who are struggling, especially people you don't know. What can you do to help others who might be struggling? It might be as simple as a card to someone who is older and doesn't have many visitors, or as big as raising money for a poor child in another country.
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
When Veronica saw Jesus, she was moved to want to help him by wiping his face. This was a very brave thing to do, since she could have gotten in trouble with soldiers, or others in the crowd may have treated her badly. There are times that we see people in need that might be unpopular, and it can be scary to be brave or do something kind for them or help them when they are in need.
Pray for God to comfort people who others are being unkind to. Pray that there will be people in their lives that will be brave and help them. Pray that God will help you to be brave and help people who are in need. Think of things you can do to help someone who might be unwelcomed or unpopular. Jesus tells us that when we help people in need, we are helping Him. How can you help Jesus by helping others?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus falls the second time. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Jesus was exhausted and in pain. He fell a second time while he was carrying the cross. Still, he got back up and carried his cross again. All around us, there are people that are weighed down by problems and struggles. Maybe it is because they are very poor, or they are caring for someone who is sick, or even because they have lost hope that good things will still happen in their lives. Jesus is with all of those people, and he is with us in our struggles every day too.
Pray for people you know and who you don't know that have so many struggles that they are having a hard time having hope that good things can still happen in their lives. Pray for ways to help people in your school or family who are having a hard time right now. What are some of the struggles that people you know are having? What is a way that you can help at least one of them?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
When some women in Jerusalem saw Jesus and his suffering, they cried. He told them not to cry for him, but to cry for themselves and for their children. Jesus calls us to cry out for people who are in need. There are people all over the world and in our community who are being mistreated and hurt. They might be hungry, poor, homeless, abused, sick, or be in many other situations that make their lives difficult.
Pray for them and cry out to God to help them. Pray that, like the women of Jerusalem, you can be there for people in your life who need help, even if the only thing you can do is to let them know that you are there to be sad with them. Make a plan for how you can help someone you know who is sad or hurt. Remember how much it helps to just have someone let you know that they care about you when you feel bad. Figure out how to be that person in somebody else's life.
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus falls the third time. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
The exhaustion and pain was too much for Jesus, and he fell a third time. It's easy to imagine that he might have had a hard time getting up again, but he got back up anyway. Can you think of a time when you kept getting knocked down again and again? Maybe it was trying to learn to ride a bike, or maybe it was a school subject that you struggled with. When we keep having the same trouble over and over, it can be easy to think of giving up. Jesus shows us that even at our most difficult times, we can look to him and try again.
Pray for someone at school who looks like they want to give up. Pray that God will give them strength to keep working on what has been difficult for them. Pray for strength for yourself to keep going when things are difficult. How can you encourage someone that you know that is at a difficult point where they feel like giving up on something difficult?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus is stripped of his clothes. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
When Jesus was stripped of his clothes, it wasn't because he had fancy clothes that the soldiers wanted. It was to try to make him feel embarrassed and to make fun of him. Jesus gave up everything to save each one of us. When we think of him being stripped of his clothes, it can be a reminder of that.
Pray for people in the world who have nothing or nearly nothing. Pray to thank Jesus for his sacrifices for you and for all of us. Ask him to help you to be mindful of his sacrifices and all of the blessings in your life. What are a few ways you can make some sacrifices, both large and small, in your life that will help others?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our Savior. Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus is crucified. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
It's hard to even try to imagine the unbearable pain that Jesus would have been in. Soldiers drove heavy nails through his hands and feet before lifting the cross for him to hang there. It would have been horrible. There are people suffering horribly every day in our communities, our country, and the world. There are people suffering because of things like hunger, homelessness, abuse, violence, mental illness, sickness and diseases, natural disasters, and wars. Sometimes these sufferings will look obvious to us, and other times they are hard for other people to recognize. That doesn't mean that those people aren't also suffering.
Pray for comfort for people who are suffering, even if only God knows that they are in pain. Pray for a kind heart to be mindful that everyone needs kindness. Who is someone that you need to ask for forgiveness from? How can you tell them that you're sorry?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus dies on the cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
As Jesus was dying, he didn't curse the people for what they had done or blame them for his suffering. Instead, he called out to God to forgive the people. Even in his last moments and death, he was thinking of the people he came to save. Throughout our life, you will have many times where you need to forgive people. Forgiveness isn't always easy. Sometimes it feels easier to stay mad or hold a grudge. Not only does God call us to forgive others, but when we forgive others, it usually makes us feel a lot better to let go of the anger and hurt feelings.
Pray for people who are letting anger at others hurt their minds and hearts. Pray for peace for them. Pray that God will help you to forgive others when you have been hurt and to ask forgiveness when you have hurt others. Who is someone that you need to ask for forgiveness from? How can you tell them that you're sorry?
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. The body of Jesus is taken down from the cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
After Jesus died, his body was taken down from the cross. He is placed into Mary's arms, even though we know that the good news that is just days away. His mother and friends did not know what was about to happen. All they knew was that their joy in having known him and their pain in his death. Even though we know we will be together with people we love again someday in heaven, and we can enjoy memories of when they were alive, it can feel remarkably sad when someone we know and love passes away. These feelings are all normal and okay.
Pray for comfort for people who are sad because they have had family or friends die. You can pray for yourself if that includes you. Pray for the souls of people who have passed away. What can you do to comfort someone who is sad because they have lost someone who was close to them? Make a plan to do that for at least one person you know.
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus is laid in the tomb. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Joseph of Arimathea was secretly a follower of Jesus. He bravely asked for the body of Jesus and offered to put him in his own tomb. Since Jesus did not have one of his own, he cleaned and took care of Jesus' body in a very respectful way and laid him in the tomb. Many people who were crucified in the time of Jesus were not laid in tombs. They were seen as worthless people. Joseph of Arimathea showed a great amount of courage to make sure that Jesus' body was taken care of and laid in a tomb.
Pray for people who are brave in order to help other people. Pray that God will help you to have courage when you see things that you know are wrong and the bravery to do something about it. What is something that you can do to help yourself to have courage and be brave the next time you don't think you can be? Make a plan for what you can tell yourself to help you be brave.
Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Jesus is risen from the dead. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
On Easter Sunday, Jesus came back to speak with his friends. He told them to be happy, for he would help them live with him forever.
Do you remember the last time you were bursting with joy? Did you want to tell everyone about your happiness? This is how Jesus wants us to feel every day when we remember that he is risen and is with us again.
Jesus, we rejoice with you and pray for our own day of glory. Jesus, on this way of the cross, I have seen the way of love. I have seen that love is brave, compassionate, and truthful. I have seen through your journey that the mystery of genuine love involves sacrifice and suffering. It is a way of sadness, but amid the sadness, I remember your words. I remember that throughout your ministry, you constantly spoke of eternal life. You said that when we eat the bread of life, we would never hunger again. May this way of the cross strengthen that same hope in me. I hope that you are with me at all times, walking with me as I have walked with you here. Your way has taught me that there is no greater love than to give up one's life for one's friends. Help me to be your friends now and forever. Amen. Keep in mind that Jesus Christ has died for us and is risen from the dead. He is our saving Lord. He is joy for all ages. Thank you for joining in this way of the cross. Know that we miss you and you are all in our prayers, and we continue to think of you and we ask you to pray for us. Thank you again.